Welcome in Aries to your March monthly intuitive tarot reading. So we are going to see what's going on for the month, see what's happening for you all. How have you guys been dealing with 2026? I definitely feel like a lot of people are over it already, which is interesting, but I still just see what's happening as this, the whole cosmic reset that the February 20th Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees Aries is doing. Like, everything has to kind of crumble for us to build the new. So to me, I really see this as progress. A lot has happened and people may see it as slow progress, but if you really look at what's happened since the beginning of the year, there's been a lot. And in a sense, there has been a lot of progress. Maybe it's not as fast as we like it to be, but, sometimes too, if things happened as fast as we wanted them to, we may not really be able to handle it. So I think we just have to really surrender and just trust that the process is happening in the time that it's supposed to, that is best for us and also best for the collective. One thing that is really imperative right now is for us to really learn what it means to surrender to life and to the flow of how things are happening right now and unfolding, whether it's for us in our personal lives or what we're watching, right, happening on a bigger stage. A lot of people, so there's a saying that the channeler Bashar says, and it's, how does it go? It's to insist is to resist. Okay, so to insist means that we're insisting things have to happen a certain way, expectations, the outcome has to be this, like to insist, right? We have to insist. But when we insist or set expectations or things have to be a certain way, we create resistance. And when we create resistance, we create suffering and hardship for ourselves. So resistance creates suffering and hardship. Okay. And challenge, right? Resistance creates challenge. And it's like when we resist, we're pushing against the external world, or we're pushing against the way things are unfolding, and we're trying to avoid, or basically we're trying to avoid certain outcomes, or we're trying to get what we want. But a lot of times what we want is based on our mind and our belief systems. It's not based on what's truly for our highest and best good. So the more that you try and hold on to things with a death grip right now, especially if you feel them changing and you're trying to stop the change from occurring, or stopping things from changing or ending, or like things or new things, that's what we're really doing, is we're preventing the new from coming in. And what's coming in is like 1,000 times better. And that I can guarantee right now. That's why all this is happening, is to clear out the old, to crumble and destroy, like demo the old foundation of what we've built things on, which has been nothing but challenge and hardship and suffering for you and for people. And it's time for a change. So I am going to be going more in detail with that in my next channeling. If you listened to my last channeling I posted, the Avians really talked about that. They address like how we really need to show up right now and to create the least amount of resistance and allow ourselves to not get pulled into the density. They did say that they would expand on that. So I am feeling like that's coming. So definitely watch out for a video. And if you haven't listened to those, I would definitely highly recommend the Avian messages. They basically are coming in to support us through what's happening right now. So their messaging is going to be very imperative to maintain your vibrational frequency, but also continue to expand your frequency and to help you navigate the changes happening in our reality. because a lot's happening and changing. All right, Aries, let's dig in to the oracle cards first. So we have Angel of Love in the transformation card. So there's definitely some huge, March is a big transformative month for you, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. So you could be going through some difficult things, some endings, but you're definitely learning a lot. And especially from a soul perspective, this is going to be, I almost feel like you're going to come out of March a lot different than you came into March. For you Aries out there. All right, then we have strategy and activation. So that's interesting here. So you have to go through the purification here and the kind of changing of awareness, an elevation of your consciousness. And then all of a sudden, through that new lens of perspective and awareness, I feel like all of a sudden things are going to be activated for you. So you could be going through some spiritual activations. You could also be learning, or new gifts are coming online for you. And it's like applying these. To me, the strategy, I'm getting more of an application of these activations. Is like you're going to learn how to apply these into your life and make change in a positive way. All right. Let's see. There's been a lot of the trending cards lately have been swords. There's been a lot of swords, which is mental, in the mind, and a lot of resistant energy again. So there's that insistence, right? I feel like we're still trying to hold on to the past. We're still trying to hold on to our comfort zones. We're feeling the foundations of things crumbling, and it is creating a lot of feeling of instability in the collective. There might be things happening in your personal life that's also creating that for you. And sometimes people's first reaction is trying to hold on to something that gives them a false sense of safety, a false sense of, I'm grounded. So it's like you're trying to hold on to the things, but the things you're trying to hold on to are the very things that need to change and go away. So it's creating a lot of conflict, internal conflict. All right, so we have the Chariot coming out. So definitely things are going to, it's like this is kind of plowing through. Like I feel like the universe is like, you're coming along on this ride, whether you like it or not. I do feel like this is kind of a forced energy here with the transformation card, but it's like the Chariot's leaving and you have to get on board, and then things are going to move forward fast. You have the Seven of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So yeah, it's like a lot of, to me, what this is like this Seven of Cups can be a card of confusion and a lot of fogginess. I don't know what I want. I'm not sure what direction to go in. Things aren't making sense right now. I'm not feeling internally a lot of clarity on, yes, this is really what I want. But in general, to me, when you're in that fogginess, a lot of things don't feel right either. You know what I mean? So I feel like the sword is cutting through all that for you. So if you've been in that kind of space for a while, the energy in March is going to come in and really bring a lot of clarity. It's going to kind of cut through and give you more direction. Like I think the universe is going to come in and say, this is where you have to go. This is what you have to do. And it's like, it's again, the universe coming and saying, the Chariot's moving and it's time. Like there's something about it's time. Like we can't drag our feet anymore. All right, so Five of Cups. Yeah, definitely there is, I think that's what you've been resisting, is like feeling the true loss or the emotions about having to go through this transformation. So this could mean a loss. You know, a transformation card is the death card in tarot. So there could be some sort of ending happening that you're going to have to work through the deep sadness about it or the feelings of loss. But this could be something that you've kind of been just, I kind of feel for some of you, I mean, this could have happened in the past, like not recent past, but the past, a longer past, where you've been kind of just, what I'm kind of trying to explain is I'm almost seeing someone just like wading in the swamp of these dense emotions. And it's like you've chosen to just stay in these emotions, which of course is going to create a lot of, a lot of fogginess for you. I feel like this is what has created the fogginess and the confusion. So there is something about really kind of becoming aware of these feelings, but like you've been really waiting in them longer than you should. There is that fine line of allowing yourself to process and to feel the emotions of grief or sadness or, losing something. But then there's also needing to like allow that process to flow. Because if we do it in a healthy way, eventually it is going to flow through us. And it's not like, depending on how intense or whatever the loss was, right? If we lose a person, I mean, that's going to affect us for the rest of our life, but we're not allowing it to fully, keep us in freeze mode, right? So there is that fine line of healthy grief, healthy processing, and like moving into a toxic place of like, you're just allowing it to swallow you. And a lot of people too don't like unconsciously feel like they have to hold on to the be in the dense, in the darkness, because it's like there's belief systems around that of like, well, if I allow myself to get out of this dark hole, that means that I'm not honoring this person, or I'm not, it's like I'm going to lose the connection if I don't hold on to this, which is also false. 5 of Swords. So there's definitely some controlling behaviors that are being called out here. Wheel of Fortune. This card has been coming out too. So to me, it's saying in March, there's definitely some pivotal timeline shifts or destined, fated changes that have to happen in March. So that's where this, like, finally the universe comes down and says, nope, this is the truth. This is your clarity. Like, this is where the direction you're going. I just feel with these cards, there is some, like, there is, whether it's you or somebody else, there's somebody who has these behavior patterns and they're based on beliefs, and that can be beliefs that I don't feel safe. So a lot of people who are very controlling don't feel safe in the world. So the only way they are able to cope with not feeling safe in the world is to always needing to control everything, their environment, people around them, how things, and to ensure certain outcomes happen, or just ensuring that they're always ensuring that things aren't going to blow up. But this is at the heart of your reading. So this is kind of what is needing to really be seen. So the Hierophant reversed popped out. And then we have the King of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. So for some of you, there is a relationship here where it's really, this could have been a long-term relationship or a marriage, but this is kind of, to me, the Hierophant in reverse could be a divorce with the Five of Cups, especially, or in the Five of Swords. So this could be, to me, like a divorce situation, a relationship ending that it's kind of ending in a way where someone is trying to control or trying to resist the end of this relationship, or trying to control and kind of take things and they're trying to get out of this ahead of the other person. Like they want to win and take all the money, or it's like they're trying to get back at this person. So there is something here with this combo that I don't really like about if this is a relationship ending, it could be a little ugly, but it could be trying to resist this. Someone's trying to resist it. But ultimately, though, the truth is this is about working together, because this is for the best interest of both parties, right? So if you're trying to resist this, it's really trying to hold on to that codependency and that false sense of security. And without this relationship, it's like, well, who am I? Your core of who you are definitely does not feel secure anymore, because you've relied on them for your sense of security. But what's happening is you learning to build your own sense of security in your own foundation within yourself. And that's the truth. But I definitely think what's shifting here is like, I like how the future state, these cards are a lot more about collaboration, working together in a more positive way. And maybe that's ending this, like this has been the dynamic, but now we're shifting at some point in the month. And this could be at the end of the month. But like, again, I feel like you're going out, leaving March in a completely different way, in a potentially whole new different, perspective, Aries. And then if this isn't you going through and facing ending to a relationship, or you're single, I just feel like there's some dynamics here. There's belief systems here that have been holding you back. They are deep, really deep programmed belief systems that have come from your past that have really caused a lot of detriment to your life. These could also be, from your environment, family, religion. Like, these beliefs are really, again, the only word I can think of is highly has created a lot of distortion in how you view life, in how you've lived your life. Like, it's almost like you've followed the rules. You've had to follow these strict rules, and it's caused a lot of pain for you. It's caused a lot of pain. And there's been a lot of people around you because of especially people who are so deep-seated in these rules and this is how you have to live your life, and they cause a lot of suffering. That's a lot of manipulation and control, right? Those types of people are those controlling people that don't feel safe in the world, and they have to control everyone around them. So that seems to be the core thing happening that you've been going through for some time, maybe. But this King of Cups, I also feel like this is getting back to your heart. It's getting out of your mind. It's getting out of your belief systems and really connecting back to your heart space. And that's where your truth lies, is in your heart, which is connected to your higher self, to your soul. It's like you're getting back, you're cutting through all of the things that have created distortion, confusion in your life, that have created suffering and challenge. And it's divine timing that this change happened for you. It's kind of like an awakening for you, Aries. So this is a pretty big month. Let's just get a card for the Ace of Swords. Five of Wands. There's definitely going to be a lot of conflict, especially if you have your belief systems who are conflicting with what truth you're finally getting. So the clarity's coming, but there's parts of you that are fighting this. So I do feel like, for you, Aries, this, like I said, this is a trend, a theme. This is going to be a month where you're going to have to sort through the conflict between your heart, the conflict between the truth you're getting, the actual truth, not your false truth, and the old truth or your old beliefs. So it could create some conflict here. This could also be in the external world where you're shifting, you're changing, you're aligning with your truth. You could be speaking your truth and calling out this stuff that you realize is not real. It's not true for you anymore. You could have people in your life that are trying to, again, they're trying to control you. They're trying to pull you back into the old. So just be aware of that. The Hierophant in reverse. Yeah, Ten of Wands. This has been a lot that you've had to carry your life. This has been heavy for you. This way of viewing things, these beliefs, these programs, all of that stuff that you were basically were forced to carry, right? You were born into a family, into a religion, into a culture that really, like, their beliefs and their ways of living really are like just carrying a lot of baggage from your ancestors, from your predecessors. There's just a lot of baggage here. And that could be the same. So for those of you, that's one situation. For some of you, again, going back to this relationship ending, this has been a long, arduous path within this relationship for some time. And then I'm just going to get one more for the Three of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune here, Page of Cups. So someone finally is trying to, like, this is kind of like a truce. Like, hey, like, we're approaching this in a way that's creating a lot of conflict, fighting, challenge, suffering for all of us from an emotional standpoint. Can we work together in a new way? Here's what I'm offering. Are you going to accept this? It's going to take a lot of courage and strength for you to stand up to all of this, to stand up to your past, to stand up to this person, whatever it is going to take some courage because you have really been living like this for a long time, even your entire lifetime for some of you. This is how you've really lived your life. You've abided by the life and the rules that you were set with as a child. And now this is like a cosmic reset for your life happening. And this, of course, totally makes sense after that. Again, what happened last month astrologically, but you are finding some new courage and confidence that I feel like you haven't ever really had. And I think you're going to be quite surprised by yourself. But it's like approaching things in a new, loving, compassionate, understanding way. You're not doing it in a way that's angry or aggressive or hurting other people. You're not walking out of your old life or a situation like flicking everyone off. Okay, let me just say that. You're approaching it in a way, you're doing it lovingly. You're doing it in a way where you're speaking your truth, but you're doing it in a way that's compassionate. And whether people around you are going to be receptive to that or not, that's not your problem. Okay, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to. On the other hand, some people could surprise you. They may surprise you and be supportive. I just, with these cards, I don't feel like everyone is going to be. So just be aware of that. All right, Aries, good stuff. This is going to be a big month for you. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see the reading in April because, again, this transformation, I just feel like you're going to be almost like a new person kind of entering into April. Especially these next couple of months, I think they're going to be pretty profound for you as far as change. All right, guys, have a good February. And also for you, Aries, that have, end of March birthdays, there's a happy birthday too for you all. All right, see you in the next reading.